Good evening, beautifuls. Welcome to this evening's A Beautiful Life. I am joined by my beautiful sister, Deborah M. Johnson of Visions D'Vine. She is an international master makeup artist. She is absolutely wonderful in the gift that she walks in. So, hello, Deborah. Welcome tonight.
Hi, Katrina, and thank you so much for inviting me to your platform. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for your yes. Thank you for your yes. So tonight we are discussing how our inner beauty radiates, how it radiates to our outer beauty. And so just want to have a conversation about, self-care, any helpful tips that you have, things that you will want to share to kind of help us transfer from the inside out, right? The holidays are coming up in a couple, they'll be here before you know it, boy.
Right.
And so any tips that you want to share, that type of thing. So the first thing is, I've always talked about is kind of nurturing your inner beauty, right? It all starts from the inside because you can look as glammed up on the outside if you want to, but if your inside's tore up, right, it's going to reflect.
Right.
So let's talk about self-care. What does your self-care practice look like?
Okay, so for me, self-care is about just reflecting. In the mornings, I do meditations with the kids, and sometimes I am able to do it by myself, which is
Okay.
awesome. Also, with self-care, I love massages, so I get monthly massages every month just to treat myself. I feel that you should do something that you really enjoy doing, and that's part of self-care. Um, I like walking, listening to music, anything that's very calming is
Okay.
great for self-care.
Okay, so let's go back because you said two things I want to touch on. This family meditation that y'all do. Tell me more about that because I need to put something in place over here. Like, what does that look like? How did you get them on board?
So they actually, with the self-care, we do the family thing at night sometimes as well.
Okay.
And that helps to calm them from the day's activities. So we'll do meditations, guided meditations
Hmm.
together as a family. And really, it puts them to sleep. And I'm like, yes, mission
Listen.
accomplished, mission accomplished. So yeah, there's some guided tools on Audible and different applications or whatever too that you can get meditation that way, and it's more so breathing. So the
Okay.
breathing technique calms them, and I also do like lavender in the room under or eucalyptus in a diffuser just to get them calm, so that way they can sleep and have good rest, because that's important for self-care is good rest.
Listen. I need to put that in place over here. I didn't know you
Yes,
did that.
I do. We actually started this when my mom was living, and she came up to the house, and there was a lot going on during that time.
Okay.
So I was like, we need to have something in place so that we can calm ourselves by the end of the day, and then the kids get good sleep, and we're ready for the next day.
Okay. So let's talk. If we don't mind, we can we off topic, but we still on topic at the same time. What was that transition like? Right. Like, tell me how, life was before you did that as a family and then as now. Like, how, talk about more about the piece that happened because of that.
Before we did meditations, we were all over the place.
Okay.
Like, we would come home, they would get their homework done, they would eat dinner or whatever, but it was all over the place. And I also found that during the meditation, it calms them. And we also implemented, like, my kids don't watch TV during the week.
Okay.
That helps also with the with the calming of. And I just recently
Hold on.
started.
You got to stop. You got to stop. You're doing too much. No TV during the week. Okay. Go back. All right. I'll go back. Continue.
Oh yeah, before all of this, before I put all this in place, my son would watch TV, and I noticed when it was time for him to go to bed, it was very hard. He would be upset and everything. But then when I started doing the meditations and like, okay, it has to be a set time. And it has to be a routine every single night, or else, sometimes it might not work. So once we started that, I noticed a big difference. Like once we started meditation, he was okay to go to bed. Like he was okay, mommy, it's time for let's do our meditation. And I was like, okay.
I
So
love
that helped out a whole
it.
lot. And the cutting the TV out during the school week, I'll tell
That
any parent, do that, because it's very helpful. It's very helpful.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that because I know just from with my own kids, how to we not meditating. We gonna have a conversation after this, but journaling. So right, they've got the little journals and they can talk about how their day was and like what was good and things like that. But I never would have thought about implementing meditation with the kids. So
Yes.
thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so when thinking about the inner beauty piece of it and the self-love, the self-acceptance, accepting us as we are, um how do you deal with those moments when maybe a limiting belief comes in or a naysayer may come across? How do you kind of block all of that out so that your inner beauty isn't dampened by that negativity?
So I consider myself a very positive person.
That you are.
So
Always smiling.
with that, if there's somebody that's really negative, I don't really I tend to stay away from that.
Okay.
And if that comes my way, I always revert it back to something positive. Or I may say like affirmations to negate what they just said.
Okay.
That's what I do in order to because I don't want that in my spirit, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So I'm not a negative person, so I don't walk around like that. So if it's negative coming towards me, we gotta flip it and make it positive.
I know that's right. Yeah, we've talked about affirmations on here as well and understanding the power in them. And I truly believe in them because just knowing they can shift your mindset completely when you're giving your power I am statements and things like that. So thank you for sharing that. So next I want to talk about just the confidence in our self-esteem, right? I know that um, what I talk about more is on the inner side of things, but there is also a physical outside aspect to our beauty, right? And so, as a makeup artist, master makeup artist, you see all beautiful skin tones, all beautiful skin types. So, maybe share some tips on how we can add a little glam to highlight our beautiful already.
Okay, so as a makeup artist, my skill set is more so enhancing your natural beauty. So if I feel like your eyes are what's popping, then that's what I focus on that
Okay.
individual. So everybody's different. Makeup is selective. So all makeup artists have their own style in doing things. But for me, I like people to look as natural as possible with
Okay.
some glam. So like for instance, if you're going to get on a Zoom call, a tip for makeup, if you want something real quick, foundation, lashes, and a lip, and you're good.
Well, it's easy for you to say that. But if you was to tell me, Katrina, the foundation, where do I start? Right? Like what brand like do you have a brand preference? Do you
So
how do you choose all of that?
with the brand, it all depends on your skin and the needs that you would have.
Okay.
So if you want more coverage, then you would use a foundation that is more full coverage. And they have all different brands have different coverage levels. So
Hmm.
basically, you pretty much pick and choose which ones you like. Like for me specifically, I like NARS as a brand.
Okay.
I also like let's see what else. I also like Black Opal, actually. And you can get Black
Oh,
Opal at like CVS or whatever. I like that brand because it's made for all skin types as well.
okay.
Um, but then, so you have from the high end to the lower end. But again, it all depends on the need of the individual. If you want just light coverage or if you want full coverage, that all depends on the type of makeup that you would get.
Okay. So foundation, lips, and what was the other one?
Lashes. You
That
can't go. Now, if you're not a lash person, mascara always does the job too.
yeah.
However, I promote lashes because they just make your eyes pop.
I need a whole class, Deborah, a
I will
whole
do that
class
for you. I will do
because
that.
listen, we got your lashes. So listen, y'all. Deborah has her own lash line.
Yes.
She has her own lash line, her own lip line, her own eye line. What else? What other
Yes.
lines? You like the whole she got you covered. So one of the you were a sponsor at an event and inside was your lashes. And I
Right.
remember looking at them like, what am I supposed to do with these? How am I gonna put these? And I'm just like, I still have them, Deborah. And
Oh
I'm like, listen,
wow.
I'm coming to your house to figure out.
So what I'm going to do, I'm putting this out there. I will do a tutorial on, applications for lashes, so that way people are able to put lashes on. Now, I also have a lash line that's water based. So instead of putting the glue on the lash, you
Mhm.
put water on the lash band, and then you stick it on your eyes, and they'll stick.
I think these are the ones that I
The
have
water,
are the
and
water ones.
that's under my waterfall collection. So yes.
That's it. That's it. Because when I
Mhm.
was just like, I know you said it's easy, but it was just like, but just I listen. I've never
So this
tried
is
it.
this is the thing. The more you try, the more you get it, the better it becomes.
Okay.
It's like that's just like learning how to ride a bike. At first, you don't know how to do it,
Yeah.
but if you keep at it, then you'll get to, then you'll know how to do it.
Okay. So we'll be listen. Y'all connect with Deborah if y'all need the lips, the lashes, and tips. Okay. So on serious, I know just when it comes to our self esteem and just kind of giving us the boost, I know what like a good lip does sometimes, right? Like red,
Right.
right?
Right.
A good pop of a red, sometimes a pink, but just get it to brighten your day. Like we all know as women, lip gloss, if you're not into lipsticks, and then you got your glossy lipsticks, and then you got your matte lipsticks. So we all know that. So Deborah's giving really great tips on just some little things just to add to it. But she also does consultations. So if y'all are
Absolutely.
looking for a whole like Deborah, I need you to a mommy makeover type thing, she's got you
Listen.
covered. Because any little things that we can do to help boost our confidence, right? Is all about creating the beautiful life. And so we talk about a lot of talking about on the inside of things, transitioning, doing the self-care, doing the work, peeling back the layers, but then also like we still want to look good on the outside, and then a good, like you said, the foundation, the lips, and the lashes. I don't know about the lashes part, but I'm just joking. But okay, because now can we talk about lashes? Now this is I've seen some.
I know where you're going. Okay.
And I know it's everybody's preference, so I'm not knocking
Mhm.
anybody's at all.
Right.
But can we talk just like recommendation? Like, how do you go from the natural looks? Like, what's the best? And I know it's personal preference to where you want something that looks kind of natural, but then sometimes you do want that really bold look. How
Mhm.
do what's the typical, okay, let's talk about it session to figure out what route to go down?
Well, I think to start, I think it depends on your eye shape.
Okay.
Because the reason why I say that is because I don't believe this is, again, it's all perspective. I don't believe that if you have almond shape eye, well, we'll not use almond shape. If you have like a bigger set eye, if you put small lashes on, that's not going to work for you. So you have to determine what your eye shape is and what lash would look best. Most people with almond shape can probably rock any style
Okay.
because it's almond shape, So my eyes are almond shaped, so I tend to lean towards the lash that are shorter on the inside and longer on the outer corner. So that way it would just give it a more natural look because that's the shape of my eye anyway. Um, if you want more glam, then you can get the lashes that are thicker.
Mm-hmm.
If you want more natural, then you would obviously get lash that has like a thinner band as well as a thinner look to it if you want it to look more natural.
So I know there's those different types that you just talked about, but then I've seen like individual
Yeah.
lashes as
hmm
and then the whole, little strip. When do you use the individuals versus the strips?
Well, again, it's preference.
Okay.
So the individual lashes, the that concept is that you're gonna, just like you get your nails done, you're
Hmm.
gonna have to get the individuals done once because they fall out or whatever the case is. So yeah, and that the individuals take a little bit longer than obviously the strip, because the strip you just put glue on the strip and let that glue dry a little bit and then put it
Right.
on your lash. Whereas the individuals, you're sitting at a spa or whatever the case is, a lash tech salon or whatever, and you're sitting there getting individual lashes placed on your own lash. And
Okay.
that typically, I guess, it depends on the lash tech. So it could be, I don't know, maybe an hour or more. So yeah.
Okay.
Whereas a strip is probably like 5 minutes.
Well, 5 minutes for you. More like 25 minutes. Because I'm
No, no,
telling
no.
you,
Okay, so
I
listen.
looked at them things and I was like, can I get some instructions? Like I text you and I was like, what I'm supposed to do with these? Like I just
Okay, so there's different ways, to apply the lash. A tip, if you're using glue, don't put the lash on as soon as you put the glue on, because you're going to end up having glue in your eyes. You want to wait a little bit so that the glue can become tacky,
Mhm.
and then you place it on your lash.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's other, so they also have an eyeliner magnetic pen. It looks like an eyeliner where you would put the eyeliner on your lid, but it actually has glue on it as well.
Oh.
So then you're putting, if as long as you know how to do liner on the top of your lash, you put the eyeliner on and you just you pop your lash on top of that eyeliner and it sticks there.
Okay. That
Yeah, so
might be
that's another way of putting it on there. And then again, I have
whatever.
the water where you don't have to use glue. You use water instead of the glue, and then you just place the lash on your lash.
Okay.
And the key to making sure that your lashes are on correctly is that you put it as close to your lash line as possible.
See this.
Because if you don't, it's gonna be spaces and And another tip, I'm might be giving too many tips out, but another tip when you're trying to put lashes on, put mascara on first.
I was just getting ready to ask you, do you put the mascara or the eyeliner on first? So okay, so thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that. Now, okay, that's good to know. That's good to okay. I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna pull up to your house.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
I need a whole can you show me what I need, what I don't? Okay. So when it comes to us embracing our beauty and our self-esteem, and adding the special touches of makeup to give us that extra boost. Um, when you are servicing your clients, and I know you go through your consultations and you kind of figure out depending on um, what their event is, that type of thing. Tell us what a typical consultation with you is like. So we can, because I know for me, I'm like, how I don't want somebody to set me up. So like, how do you get that first person to like, how does the trust building come into play? Right. Because you don't want to go to a photo shoot and you look completely different and unnatural from what you normally look.
Mhm.
So what is a typical, how does the consultation work with you?
So for starters, I ask the client if they've ever worn makeup.
Okay.
That's for starters, because then I'll know how to adjust everything that I'm doing. If they've never worn makeup before, then I know they probably would want a more natural look.
Okay.
Because if they have for example, if they have a smoky eye, they may panic because they've never had a smoky eye before.
They're so beautiful
But
though.
they are though.
Yeah.
And again, but this is the thing too. It all depends on the reasoning behind you getting the makeup done. Because if it's an evening like black tie thing,
Hmm.
I will convince my client who doesn't wear makeup a smoky eye would be really, really nice to try.
Okay.
But sometimes also too in a consultation, I may do, this is just me, I may do two different looks, one on
Okay.
each eye, so that they could see the difference between like a day look and an evening look,
Mm-hmm.
and see which one they like better. But I don't do that often,
Okay.
because that's time.
Okay. And Kimberly said lashes really do make the eyes pop, but she struggles with them. See, I'm not the now. At least Kimberly, you try. I haven't even
So
tried yet.
so this is also another tip too. If you're trying to place lashes on, sometimes it may help if you have the tweezers, the lash tweezers, because it helps to guide you and not you if but for me, I use my hands, just
Okay.
because
I
that's
mean,
easier for me.
you're the makeup. You're the
So
international master makeup artist, so of course you use.
but for starters, I think it may be beneficial to use the tweezers just to see how that works, and then if it
Mhm.
doesn't, then the next time you can try using your hands.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. So now I want to shift to, from my talking about the inner outer beauty, healthy lifestyles. And I love, love, love the initiative that you have started with us on Wednesdays, where we do the Wednesday health challenges, either posting our water or posting our physical activity. So can you share what that was and why you chose to start this challenge for us on Wednesdays?
Okay, sure. So about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I was having some issues with a pinched nerve, and they said it was a herniated disc in my neck, right? So I had a trainer, but I'll get back to that. so I had a trainer, and what happened was, because I was so focused on having this pinched nerve and herniated disc, it stopped me from doing my workouts, right? So one day I was just like, okay, let me just go out and see, because I was doing physical therapy and all that too. So I was like, let me just go out and see how this is going to work, because prior to physical therapy, I would be walking through the park with my arm raised because the pinched nerve was just aching so bad, right?
Okay.
So this one particular day, I was like, let me just go do it and just see what happens after maybe 2 weeks of physical therapy. And nothing hurt. So at that point, while I'm
Wow.
walking through the park, I'm like, okay, so my mind changed. I thought that I couldn't do it because of this. I was giving more credit to the herniated disc and the pinched nerve, that I completely stopped everything, right? So when I did it that one day, I was like, oh, okay. So it just happened to be a Wednesday. And it just, like, while I was walking through the park, it was just a download. Like, get more people to do stuff that, like post their workout activity or
Mhm.
water intake, because that's critical in making sure that you're healthy.
Yep.
So from that point on, I was like, oh, let me just start a group and see how this goes. And basically the group is just for accountability. It's
Yep.
not to see if you're walking every day, because ultimately you have to take care of yourself. So that was the purpose and the reasoning behind starting the group. And it's on Facebook. It's called I don't know if it's Wednesday workout and water intake challenge. I believe that's what it's called. But that's basically the reasoning for starting that group.
So we'll once this ends, I'll drop the link to the group. So if you
Okay.
would like to join us on the challenge, but I love that you started with you first
Mhm.
and how you did it because of the pain that you were experiencing, but then decided to say yes again and share that with others so that we have a group that we can, a level of accountability, because
Right.
we've all got something that we want to change, getting older, little pains coming out of
Mhm.
nowhere, you like, where
Right.
this come from?
Right.
And so just moving, and I really love it because when the women do share, what they've done, you like, oh, I never would have thought about yoga. And there's an app for that. And,
Right.
and seeing the different greeneries and that from people sharing. And it's great to see, because then it does encourage you to get
Mhm.
out and go move. And I'm like, oh, I did it on Wednesday. So can I do it again tomorrow? You just kind of
Exactly.
up the ante. So I really love that because part of our beautiful is creating the healthy lifestyles. It's
Mhm.
getting, it's using, for me, working out has become a big stress reliever, right? That
Yeah.
was, um, right. I think I started it right at the beginning of COVID almost, where it became a stress relief. Like you couldn't get out, you couldn't get outside. So the
Right.
weight's picking up. You like, oh, I got to do something quick. And I happened to
Mhm.
find my trainer. But now I'm realizing if I don't do it,
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Well, I got to add it to today. Like it's not a beautiful life when I got to add it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
It definitely helps. And so if you're interested, we'll drop the link in here so that if you want to join us on the challenge. And again, she has this posting on Wednesdays, but if you don't want to post on Wednesday, you choose every day, you can do whatever.
Right.
It's just against other women doing it with you. So
Yes.
okay. Now I want to move to going back to our outer appearance. And we talked about the makeup, so the lashes, the lips, and the foundation.
Mhm.
Let's talk about skincare
Okay.
and how, for some of us, it might just, washing your face may just be with a soap, whatever. For listen, I'm not saying that's me because I got a face wash, but you know how it is now that, and I'm especially because my daughters, right, of figuring
Right.
out the products that I use are not the same thing that they
Exactly.
can use because their skin is more sensitive and one has eczema and the other one doesn't. And so just like, oh, what recommendations or like how to, what kind of skincare regimen can we do that's on a budget, you know, for starting out,
Mhm.
right? Because I know depending on the product and the type of your skin, and you oily here, you dry here, you got the
Right.
T zones, and so do your thing.
Right.
What's this a skincare, regimen look like? Or
Okay.
what?
So for me, my skincare regimen consists of a cleanser, a toner, um, and a moisturizer.
Okay.
And then, I mean, you can add extra things to it as well, but to me, those are the key things that you can start off with. The cleanser, like right now, there's different brands that they have out for cleansers. Um, I personally like Philosophy,
Okay.
and I like also, I think it's called Butterskin, but it's black owned, Buttah, I believe that's what it is. But it's more oil based, but it's also a cleanser. Um, and then after that, I may use a toner. There's all different kind of toners, but toners actually get extra toxins and things off of your skin that you might not have caught through the cleanser.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you can also add, after you do the toner, you can also add like eye cream. Because when you get older, sometimes you
The dark circles and the bags and
yeah. But with the dark circles though, I believe that one, it could be hereditary.
yep.
But if it's not hereditary, then there's something else going on. So
Okay.
like you should always drink water.
Which is one
Yeah.
of my weaknesses. But hey, your
You
Wednesdays
should,
is pushing me.
if nothing else, like you should at least drink. I'm not an expert. I'm not I ask my trainer all the time or whatever, but at least half your weight. If you
Okay.
can't do that, then at least get 64 ounces in,
Okay.
you
Yep.
know. And if you have a struggle with it, add fruit to it or something, something to infuse the regular water with, so that you can get it in.
Yep.
But yeah, so that, water helps your skin too as well. So you can do eye cream, and then after that, like a moisturizer. You should also make sure that your moisturizer has SPF in it.
I was getting ready to ask you that too. Now, when it comes to FPS, because I know like on some blocks, there's, 35, 55. Is there a range that we should start at, a minimum that we should have in our
Um,
moisturizer?
there is, but I'll have to get you the exact numbers. I don't know exactly, but as
Got it.
long as it has SPF, I would not recommend like the lower doses of SPF. 15. I would say probably I would go closer to the higher end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
because that helps. The SPF helps with, helps your skin from sun damage and things like that.
Okay. I know not that I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I know when I do how important it is, at the end of the day to do that cleanse to get it all off, right?
Yeah,
So you're not looking your pillow, you don't have a whole face or your
right.
pillow because you
Because,
forgot to.
because this is key too. Like if you keep makeup on your face without washing your face, that causes the colors and the dyes to sink into your skin, which could
Oh.
cause the darkness, the dark circles around your eyes or whatever. Because most people use black eyeliner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a reason why you have dark circles.
Yeah. How many times you woke up like a raccoon because you slept in your makeup and your hair?
And not to mention, if you have lashes on and you sleep in the lashes, then that kind of messes up the shape of the lash. So
Not only that, but scaring your spouse. Like I can hear Andre now. Somehow, babe, what's going on with the lash? So, but this is good because skin prep is good, is like the building block for the makeup piece of it.
yeah,
Like you gotta have the good skates, the good skates, good skin underneath before you start doing the makeup so that you have that flawless,
right.
smooth look. You do your thing with the concealers and all that other stuff, but I think drinking the water, like you mentioned, getting in the movement, anything that we can do to make our bodies heal from the inside out
Right.
are all going to help make this a smoother process so that when we do come to you, you won't be like, your skin jacked up. It ain't nothing I can do for you.
No, no. Eat your vegetables too.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Listen,
Eat your
ma'am.
vegetables. That helps. That helps. But there are also some skincare tips without skincare products
Okay.
that would consist of washing your makeup brushes.
Listen, that one right there.
Yes.
You don't
Be-
know how many times I've looked at a brush and I'm cleaning. I'm like, wait, and I'm like, I don't even use that much, but you don't
Mhm.
realize
Right.
how much gets caked up. So, how often should we wash our brush? And then, what do we wash our brushes with?
Okay.
Shampoo as a
So,
cleaner.
as a makeup artist,
You know, don't
I'm
if you don't gotta get your tips out, then y'all need to book a consultation for her. Like, keep your pockets, but share what you can share.
so I mean, there's different ways to clean your brushes. You can wash them and set them out to dry.
Okay.
They do have brush cleaners at the CVS's and things like that. You can get brush cleaner. Um, Palmolive is good.
Okay.
Dawn is good. Antibacterial soap. Dawn is
I
good.
never would have thought about that.
Um, and most of the time, like because I'm constantly using my brushes, like I'll wash them and set them out, and then after they're washed, then I'll spray them down with alcohol. But
Okay.
that's just me, because I'm always constantly having my brushes on different clients and things like that. So that's just
Yep.
my extra protection kind of thing. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. That
And
was
then also another skincare tip without skincare products is making sure that you change your pillowcases, because if you have makeup on your pillowcases, then you're
that
just
one.
transferring the bacteria back to your face again.
Yep.
So that would be very important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, another one would be like, if you have a breakout or something, don't pick it.
That's hard.
Don't pick it. Because you're trying to help your skin. So if you pick it, most of the time, if you have like a pimple on we'll just use that as an example. Say you got a pimple, you pick at it. Most of the time, once you pick at it, it becomes like a
A
dark
dark
spot.
scar. Yep. Yep.
And then at that point, then you're trying to conceal that because you picked at it and made it and caused it to get dark.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep. And I know from my skin, I mine will they'll get dark without me even picking it. And I'm just like, I didn't even touch this bump.
Hmm.
and it's dark. Like, but I just understand that's just the way my skin is. And that just means with my regimen of cleaning my face and moisturizing it, that I just have to do a little bit extra because mine's gonna scar whether I'm touching it or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
understood.
Anything else that you want to share? I know how can the beautiful women who have joined us tonight and who make Tiffany said she just did. Tiffany, leave that bump alone. Leave that bump alone. How can we connect with you? You international, your travel. I know that y'all listen. Seriously, she is great at what she does.
Thank
Great
you.
at I mean, y'all see her beautiful face tonight. But if you are looking for a makeup artist, she's gonna be the one. Like, reach out to her. So how can they connect with you? And keep let's go back before I do that. Let's talk about this Survivor series that you have
Okay.
coming or that you've started and that you have it's manifesting. If you are up for sharing, because we're talking, hello, my name is beautiful. Like, we're all survivors, we're all resilient. This is a big part of your story.
Yeah,
It's a big platform that you have. So if you are willing to share, can you talk about your Survivor series?
absolutely.
Okay.
So the Survivor Series was birthed out of the loss of my mom. She earned her wings
Right.
December 16th, 2020. And so my mom had cancer. So the way that my healing journey with this is to give back. So basically, the Survivor Series was birthed out of that. And on a monthly basis, my goal is to highlight a survivor. And it doesn't necessarily have to be someone who survived from an illness. You can
Mhm.
survive from whatever, just as long as you're willing to share your story. With that, I've partnered with photographers so that way we could select a day that basically would just enhance your beauty. You would get a photo shoot, and just to make you feel good for the day as a survivor, knowing that you overcame whatever obstacle that you were faced with. I mean, we all have a story, and this is again part of my healing process. And
Mhm.
my mom loved looking her best, so that was the reason why it prompted me to just, give back and just be a blessing to somebody else.
I love that you turned the pain into purpose, and that even though your mom isn't here, she lives on through this project that you have. And it's really important for, I always say, even in this, they're still beautiful. So even in the pain of the grief of losing your mom, there's the beautiful piece that she still lives in the journey that you are, what's the word I'm looking for? That you're building, that you're creating, that you're manifesting, like to give back to other women, to show to them their resilience, their strength, and how you give them the opportunity to get all dolled up, to get that photo shoot so that they no longer see the pain that they may have experienced to become that survivor, to okay, you're gonna still be okay. So even in this, there's still beauty. I love that. So I know you're gonna start it back up soon, but
Yes.
if there are women, follow Deborah in her mission. Um, Tiffany, that's it right there. It's your ministry, because follow her, because when it starts up, I know you take nominations
Yes.
for the women. But if you are looking to donate to the cause, I'm sure you would be open to that. Like, however you want to so. But just know that the Survivor Series is a powerful movement, and I'm so grateful to witness and be a part of seeing you walk it all out. So
Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. So, how can they connect with you? Social media handles, websites, whatever information you want to share, or any closing remarks that you have for us tonight.
Okay, so I can be reached on all social media platforms. My handle is at Visions Divine. That's Visions, the letter D, then Vine. I can be reached on the web at www.visionsdivine, the same way, .com. That's VISIONSDVINE.com. And I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram. So all social media platforms, I'm there. Or you can type my name, Deborah M. Johnson, and you'll be able to find my information as well.
So the other thing that you have in your pocket that you're sitting on too is a social media class, because when I'm telling you the reels and the videos that you do, and I'm just like, and I know she just did this in like seconds. So follow her, y'all, because go ahead.
Because I'm a creative, so I like doing things like that in order to get my creativity out there.
Well, listen, I create too, but I can't do what you do. Listen, I'm always texting. How you do that? How do I do this? So listen, no, seriously though, follow her because her content that she posts is very encouraging. From sharing the tips, just her life, seeing the transformations of the beautiful women from before they sat in your chair to after. You will get to see the beautiful picture, the beauty marks that she leaves with the women that she services. So, Deborah, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I truly appreciate you. So thank you for coming.
Thank
And
you.
this
Thank you for
concludes this.
having me.
Listen, thank you for your yes, because when I said it to you, you was like, what? But I thank you. This is really good. I learned a lot. I'm really going to take the family meditation thing because I never thought about that. So we're going to see how this goes. So thank you for sharing. It will. Thank you for that. So thank you for joining us tonight on this edition of A Beautiful Life. Until next time, y'all have a great, beautiful day. Bye.